Hey, shalawam, shalawam. First off, we like to give all praise to Kal Halal,
Shalawam,
Yahawah,
Yahawah,
bahasham,
bahasham,
Yahawashi,
Yahawashi,
bahasham,
bahasham,
Wakwa,
Waka,
Qudash.
Kodash.
Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Double honors to the Connecticut elders of GMS, our big brothers. Greetings and salutations to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying a true name of what you people stupidly and ignorantly call God in Christ. The true name is Yahawah by Shema Shai, which is none other than the power of the nation of Israel, which consists of you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and anybody who are descendants from those people on their father's side. Shalom to those who are scattered abroad. I'm Yahawah,
Zarkad.
and yeah, so this wasn't planned. We don't got I don't got my garment. I just came over here to see Nas real quick. And Spirit just jumped on us, Lord willing, to do a quick show. And so this is gonna be like an open forum, and we're just gonna get right into it. But I guess we could start off by saying, like I said, this isn't planned. I don't have my garments locked, but um, hey, we at the end, obviously, and a lot of major prophecies are going on right now. You see this coronavirus happening, which is Revelation, the 6th chapter, I believe, like when it talks about the red horse, the white horse, the black horse, right? We're in the time of the black horse now. The black horse represents mass death through plagues and diseases, and with the coronavirus hitting, we're definitely in biblical times. I mean, we've been in biblical times, but we're definitely in prophetic times right now. That's why it's called Yahweh Shema Shai put the spirit on Apostle Tahar to call this the year of prophecy, 2020. So we already in February, right? I mean, and a lot of prophecies happened in January. In January, man, you had in February. All right, you had with the passing of Kobe Bryant, which goes into Matthew's 24th chapter. The stars shall fall from heaven. The stars represent your so-called stars in your world, your idols. There's gonna be more people you love that gonna pass on to bring in that sorrow. Mm-hmm.
Some nigga just died today. I don't even really know him, but I seen him. Apparently he had a hit song last summer, whatever. Some nigga, Pop Smoke. His name is Pop Smoke.
Yeah, we had like whatever.
Yeah, he got popped and smoked.
Yeah,
and he got gunned down in his house today. So
yeah, come.
hey,
well,
you know what?
I'll give it up.
No,
that's right.
Of course.
Yeah, that's right.
All praises to Yahawashi for popping and smoking these celebrities.
That's right, man. That's right.
All right.
That's right. Hey, Wade might be next. Wade. I mean, I'm not gonna get into that, man. But you celebrities, you don't care about truth, and you don't care at the Most High. But anyway,
I got a precept, right? Because you have mentioned about the pale horse.
Correct.
Right, and what comes with the pale horse is death. Death by pestilence, death by famine, right? Because the locust thing, that's
yeah.
Yep. The locust over there in the Middle East or in Africa, yep. That's causing chaos. That's gonna cause it is causing a famine. All right. So all these prophecies are rolling, man, and just like the spirit, just like the brother said. It got on Apostle Tahar to claim this year of prophecy, right? So this is 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter. It says, this is 2nd Ezra 16 and 19. It says, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges for amendment.
I was just looking at it.
Okay? So these the deaths the deaths of these celebrities by the Most High, the coronavirus. Now they're every day now the number is just increasing. So whatever number you see, just don't even double it. Just triple the number because it's way worse than what they're saying. Man, I'm being nice. I'm being conservative.
Times that by 8 or 7. Really, because those numbers there were reports of numbers being in the thousands. Over 10,000 within the first 3 weeks.
Well, the doctor, she came out, I believe 2 weeks or something after. She said there were hundreds of thousands already infected. Infected.
Yeah.
She said it was tens of thousands dead. They said at that time they said it was like 400, 500 dead.
Oh yeah,
that was way more than that.
Well, well they were saying it started like at 48 dead. They could start at 48 dead, then 82, and then it went into the hundreds.
Right.
You know.
Well, when this doctor actually was the whistleblower, spoke up.
Yeah.
She said over 100,000 infected, and the number they had was like 400 dead at that time. It was already in the thousands.
And like you said, that was only 2 weeks after.
Right.
You know.
Right. So I read that again. It says, "Behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent for scourges, for a minute." And that's what the Most High is doing. A lot of people might ask, well, why is this happening? Why is God doing this? The Most High is doing this to correct you. The Most High is doing this for the wickedness that America has been committing since its creation. So now we're approaching judgment time, man. And the Most High is judging the wickedness of America, judging the wickedness of our own people. Like we always say, it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. Why? Because all these things have to happen before the Lord returns, man. Before the Lord returns, all these things, plagues, death, anguish, riots, wars and rumors of wars, all these things have to take place, man. And they're taking place right now. Okay? They're taking place as we speak. It says, verse 20, "But for all these things they shall not turn away from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges." So you niggas ain't gonna learn from this, man. The only ones that are gonna learn and wake up are the elect of Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi. Okay? Which they were destined to wake up from the beginning. Right? Alright? So it's just gonna get worse and worse and worse. We are in the time of Jacob's trouble, man.
I got a precept for you. And the Matthew's 21st chapter is really popular right now. Right? It should have been popular, but this is exactly what's going on. This is Matthew chapter 24, just backbiting what the brother said through the Spirit. It says Matthew 24 verse 6. It says, "And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet." And very simple. Like, this is what's going on now. We've been here about there's war going on. You know, you can't deny that. It's undeniable. All right. You have one of the so-called, I ain't gonna use conspiracies because conspiracies are in line with like telling a lie or something, but really conspiracy means what? Means with. Conspiracy comes from words spire, which means to breathe. So with breath. So when we say when we talk about the coronavirus was really a biological warfare by America, that's not a conspiracy lie we made up. Actually, that's not a theory. That's not a conspiracy theory. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is a conspiracy that is true. All right, these people, you have the people who control the CDC, which are the elites, the 1%. They're the ones who control the war. Control disease, control outbreaks, everything you see around you. So when we say, the coronavirus is used for biological warfare to distract the masses from what's going on, that's true. All right. So, and with the coronavirus, you're hearing about. I brought that up because the coronavirus is blocking all the media, which they pushed out to destroy China's economy. That's another show. But while this is going on, you're not hearing about the embassy, the U.S. embassy, and where was it? And was getting bombed or sent missiles at in Iraq or Iran, I believe. Yeah. All right. This has been going on now. It happened once or twice already, and now it happened again this week again. It happened. I didn't report on it. I should have, but it was a few days ago. This week. Today's the 19th.
18th.
Today's the 18th. This week, I believe, a few days ago, maybe the 14th or something like that, or 15th, the embassy was attacked again. All right. It was attacked again. All right, and no reports about that really, right? Or else you got to dig. So there's a war going on now. There's things going on now, right? Wars, rumors of wars.
See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. And, that's been going on for the past years now. So what is that? And the next line, which is the point, it says, all these are the beginning of sorrows. Okay, all these are the beginning of sorrows. So we in the beginning stages, believe it or not, of the sorrows coming upon America. And the Lord started off 2020 with a big bang, man. Taking one of your beloved stars that you grew up with, that you watched TV with, that you had fun with, high-fiving, getting drunk at the bar, and watching Kobe Bryant win championships and play ball. The Lord took one of your American idols and took him out violently, man. He took your heart, which was Kobe, and there's gonna be more. And you grown men crying on TV over this guy, over this Baphomet Boule member, who lied to his people. But that's part of one of the things that happened in 2020, how the Lord crippled and made the whole country sorry. People are still sorry over that. People are still sorry. And there's going to be more. There's going to be
more and worse.
There's going to be more things the Lord's going to take. The Lord's going to take America's heart, man. You think it's just about killing? No, the Lord's going to take America's soul, spirit. So the things that you love, the Lord Yahawashi is gonna get at it. And man, it's beautiful, because all you people in America deserve anguish and pain and suffering for what you've committed against the Most High and his people. You scoff at slavery, you scoff at the men of the Lord, you scoff at truth. So your America's days is coming, you proud demons. That was all I had.
Yeah. Let me. Let me read this. This brother, the kingdom is within.
Shalawam, brother in the comment, boy. Shalawam,
right. This brother, the kingdom within, said China just bought or just brought in 40 new incinerators for cremations.
Oh wow, see, yeah, Khan. Well, see, Khan.
A little tidbit.
Hey, man, they're not reporting to what's really going on, man. The Lord, the Most High, Yahawashi, he's working, and they're working overtime.
It's so a lot of things you see happening in other countries, eventually is going to come here, right? So a lot of shit that's going on in Venezuela, Brazil, France, Europe, all those riots, all those uprisings. You just mentioned something in Africa, was it?
Yeah.
In Africa?
Oh, yeah. South. Yeah. Want me to read it? Yes.
Right.
South Africa.
There was a uprising in South Africa. All these skirmishes happening all over the world, which I might add you is prophecy. It's eventually going to come to the shores of America.
I got you real quick. This is out of RT News. Is a South African university transforms into flaming battleground as protests turn ugly.
You see? So protests in South Africa, it's showing you it's a entity, it's a power, it's the power of the Most High, right? If anybody, like when we see this, when we see articles like that, and we see things on the news, we like, damn, that's in the Bible. I mean, the way we think, we would be like,
or a man of the Lord thinks.
The way a man of the Lord thinks, we're like, damn. We have to check ourselves. We already know, but we have to be like, damn. It's still shocking to see that not everybody can see that. Like, how can, in our mind, we're like, yo, how can people not see that? Like, the Bible is the highest selling book in the history of all books. How can people see what's happening on the news and not be able to filter it through the Bible? Like, damn, doesn't people scratch their head and be like, wow, isn't that in the Bible? A lot of people weren't doing that, man. But like I started off saying, it's the Most High blinding the majority of you people, man.
I got a precept right here. It says, trying to see where it started. It says, Isaiah chapter 6, verse 8. It says, why they can't see it, right? Mm-hmm. It says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who shall go for us? Then said I, here I am. Here am I, send me. Verse 9. Mm-hmm. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed. That might have been Isaiah.
Isaiah, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
Am I reading every?
Right.
Yeah. It says, also I heard the voice of the Lord saying, whom shall I send? And who shall I go? And who will go for us? Then said I, which is Isaiah, here am I, send me. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart of the people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with the heart, and convert and be healed.
Right. So the Most High, that scripture right here, proves that the Most High, Yahawashi does not want everybody to understand it, not want everybody to understand the secrets. He wants a majority of the people to be what? He wants their eyes to be heavy and their ears fat. So they won't be able to perceive when they see on the news, they turn on the news, and they can't filter it through the Bible. They can't see the skirmishes happening all over the globe, the wars and rumors of wars happening all over the globe, and that light bulb just won't switch off and be like, oh, that's in the Bible. The Most High doesn't want that to happen. Why? Because then everybody's going to be delivered. He just wants a select group of people to be delivered.
Precept. This is St. John chapter 17 verse 9. It says, I pray for them. I pray not for the world.
See, I pray for them. I pray not for the world. Right? And this is Yahawashi, right?
Yeah.
Right? This is the Lord speaking. He's saying, I pray for them, not for the world. So the Lord is not even praying. The people, the person who you refer to as Jesus.
That's right.
He's not praying for the whole world.
That's right.
He's only praying for them, which to them belongs to Him. He's referring to the elect.
And by the way, that word world there is cosmos in the Greek. So it's not talking about the whole planet Earth, which would be the Greek word would be okumeni. The Greek word in that word world in St. John 17 verse 9 is cosmos, which means separate society, a cluster, a group, or organization. Okay, so that organization is the organization or the group of the Most High. So, like the brother was saying through the Spirit, that the Lord Yahawashi, the deliverer, He's not praying for the whole nation of Israel. You know, and like the brother was saying also through the Spirit, the Most High don't want everybody. That's why he was going through the Spirit. Brother was saying how he can't understand why you can't see these prophecies. You can't see why even as something as far as school of writing in South Africa cannot in fact be a biblical prophecy. Hell yeah, it can. Why? Because in this article, what are they protesting for? They're protesting about fees, about financial stress. The scriptures talk about financial stress in Daniel's the second chapter about the house, the feet should be made clay, right? And the Bible talks about financial stress all over the world. A breakdown. Okay, and that's what you have going that's what you have going all over the world in these countries. They're all dealing with financial stresses. All right, and that's biblical prophecy which ties into the mark of the beast, because in order for the mark of the beast to come to pass, which is none other than RFID chip, the radio frequency identification chip, all governments monetary system has to be brought down, has to come to a crash. That's why there's going to be an economic crash, a stock market crash. Okay, so to be believing in the Most High, you gotta be in these current events. You gotta watch the news. You gotta have the savvy of learning certain terms and a lot of things, man. And part of it, like the brother's going to do, is filtering the news, filtering it through the Bible. But overall, the Lord don't want everybody. That's why He blinds His own people. And that's why the Lord, Yahawashi, from the power of the Most High, is only praying for His elect. The ones that have the pure heart and who really are against this society and calling people out for it. And who are those men? None other than the men of the Lord, man. None other than the men of the Lord. Okay, I'll read that over. It says again, St. John 17 verse 9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. and all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I'm glorified in them. And man, this is everybody's favorite scripture here, because now the Lord is being possessive. All right, He's being aggressive with His possession, and what the Most High gave Him, and what is under the Lord's possession, His men. All right, His elect, His brethren, His warriors, His soldiers. All right, and His soldiers are none other than the prophets and the Father, the ones that are going out there in the highways and byways. All right, waking up the elect, in efforts to wake up the elect through the Spirit of Yahawashi, condemning the wicked. All right, and anything that goes against the truth, which obviously is the whole world, and especially America. All right, and all the other governments, starting with the so-called white man and America, man. It's totally against, obviously, the Most High in their ways. Speaking of all over the Bible, but especially in Revelation, 17th chapter, 18th chapter, right, which is known as what? The great whore, the mother of harlots, the great Satan, Babylon the Great. That's America, man. Okay? That was it. Got some?
No. Let me see. Yeah,
well, I can finish it for you. Isaiah 6 and 9. It says Isaiah 6 and 9 again. It says, and he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not. Make the heart.
Go ahead.
Okay. It said, make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their heart, and convert and be healed.
Right, and that's what the Most High doesn't want. He doesn't want everybody to convert, to be converted and be healed. He only wants that to be the elect. Only a small number is going to be converted and be healed. Everybody else, he's going to allow them to burn, man. He's going to allow their judgment to pass upon them. Okay? All right, so that's why you see all these things happening, and a lot of people don't understand it. And we accept that. Why? Because we understand that the Most High, the Most High has to fulfill prophecy. Part of prophecy is 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans dying here in America, dying here all over the world. All right? But the real judgment is going to be here in America. All right? Right along with you heathens, with the ones that afflicted us. Okay? All right, but right here in America is really going to be the judgment zone. It's going to be after it's all said and done, after America is destroyed, it's pretty much is going to be the forbidden zone, man. Just like in that movie, The Planet of the Apes. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, looking at the Zechariah. Was it Zechariah 9 and 13 or 2?
13. I mean.
13 and 9, right?
And 8. Check 8, I think.
Okay, yeah, okay, it's locked. Yeah, I got it right. It's a precept. Zechariah chapter 13, verse 8. It says, and it says, let me start from 7. It says, awake. This is Zechariah chapter 13, verse 7. Awake, O sword, against my shepherd, against the man that is my fellow, saith the Lord of hosts. Smite the shepherd, and the sheep shall be scattered, and I will turn mine hand upon the little ones. And it should come to pass that in all the land, saith the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
Right, it says 2 parts of the land, right, which we know the land is referring to Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So that's speaking about the people of Israel, or the people, or in the Hebrew, Yerushalayim, the people of the city of peace. So 2/3 of the people, 2/3 of you Israelites are gonna perish, man. What did it say?
Come. It says, and it should come to pass that in all the land, said the Lord, 2 parts therein shall be cut off and die, but the third shall be left therein.
In all the land, 2 parts thereof shall be cut off and die, but a third part shall be left therein. Meaning a third part of the nation, Israel, are going to survive. A third part of the nation of Israel are going to receive deliverance. Okay, so that's a lot of death, man. You take a pie, just like the examples that, right? You take a pie, right, and you take 2/3 of that pie, and you leave 1/3 of that pie. Majority of that pie is done, man.
And guess what? I was just to add to that, because I was thinking about that. When you take the brother using that pie analogy, 2/3 of a pi, what does that equal? It equals what, 0.666 or 666,
Yeah.
you know, or 66.6%, you know, which that's the deeper knowledge of that, which represents that what? The 666 represents the man, represents the devil, represents lies, slander. So all you people have been lied to. I mean, you're a bunch of demons, basically. That signifies who you are. You know, the 2/3, you're a bunch of devils. That's what the Lord said. Ye are your father the devil, and of your father ye will do. You know, you're doing the same thing the so-called white man is doing, which is the physical counterpart of the spiritual demon saying. You know, I got one more verse for you. And it says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them.
Right, and that fire, right? That fire is speaking about the not a bad. Well, it is a bad fire, but that fire is a fire to make us stronger, right? It says, I will bring that third part through the fire, so I can just read it and then explain it.
It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire.
A fire of affliction, okay, right? In order for us to endure all that, as a matter of fact, it might say it, just read it.
Okay. It says, and I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined.
Right, so it's a refining process, man. He's refining the elect nation of Israel. That's why we go through all this bullshit. One brother might be like, yo, why am I going through this? The reason why you're going through this is because it's a refinement. He's refining our spirit, refining our soul to make us stronger, because when all this hell comes, we're going to need that strength, man. Okay?
Please pray.
Go ahead.
Isaiah chapter 13, verse 12. I will make a man more precious than fine gold, even a man, it's like even a man, the golden wedge of Ophir.
Right. I will refine a man as gold, man, and make him more precious than fine gold. When something is precious, there's not a lot of it. It's few in number, just like the elect. The elect are going to be few in number. Okay, that's why Matthew, the 7th chapter, says, follow the narrow gate, the straight gate. The straight gate is broad, but you should follow what the narrow gate, man. I'm just saying it verbatim. I didn't get it exactly. You got it?
Quick research.
Go ahead.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
Of adversity?
Yeah, I always thought
KJV?
Oh,
yeah?
Okay. I always thought affliction, but
yeah, that must be another scripture.
Yeah.
So,
read it again?
Read that again.
This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 5. For gold is tried in the fire, and acceptable men in the furnace of adversity.
In the furnace of adversity, man. And that's what the elect are going through. They're going through the furnace of adversity, the furnace of affliction. Okay? That's what that fire represents, and not a literal fire. It's speaking about the fire of adversity.
Yeah, going through hell.
Going through hell, man. Okay?
Come on. I will bring the third part through the fire, and I will refine them as silver is refined. I will try them as gold is tried.
Right.
They shall call on my name. I will hear their name. So like, I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
So that's how you know that name. We know the name. That's how you know that name is going to be present in the last days. It's not something that we're going to learn in the kingdom. That name is going to be a way for us to receive our salvation, man. Why? Because we're going to have to scream that name, okay, in the time of trouble, man.
That's right.
We're going to have to say that name in the time of trouble. So it says, they shall call on my name. And repeat that part again.
Correct.
And this is referring to that the group that's being refined as silver and gold. The elect, right? Read that part.
It says, and I will refine them as silver is refined. I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name.
Call on my name, right?
And I will hear them. I will say, it is my people. And they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Just like the precept in Hosea, blow on me. Right? Okay.
There it should be said.
There it shall be said, where they were my people. Shall be said, they are my people.
Hosea 1 and 10.
Hosea, the first chapter. That's right. All right. All right. So yeah, I guess we could wind it down.
I got one more for you. But, you were holding something?
Let me see here.
I got one more, people. I got one last one.
Go ahead.
That's it.
Okay.
You know, if you got some, I know you gotta do the thing. This is one more. This is we got shut down soon. Right. This is Zechariah. Get one more. Salar. I may have to Salar.
Let me read this
Wanna
brother's.
read it?
This brother's
Okay.
on fire. The kingdom is within.
Shalawam.
Shalawam. This is I'll read this last one he put up. This is 2nd Ezra 9:22, which 9 chapters. That's a good chapter, right? It says let them. It says 2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain. Speaking about what the 2/3, man. All right, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, right along with the other nations. They're what you were born in vain, man. Okay, all right. It says and let my grape be kept and my plant for with great labor have I made it perfect. And what's that talking about?
I'm sorry, brother.
That's speaking about the elect, man. Because through the death of Yahawashi, the elect are made perfect, man. All those sins that we committed, all those are wiped clean from us, man. Okay, I'll read that again. That was
that's pretty good.
2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
You know, that's beautiful, man, because it actually goes back to the laws too.
Mm-hmm.
The Lord said, and man, that's heavy, really heavy, because the Lord said, read that part again. Read that.
You know what? He brought. I'll read that again.
Yeah.
It says 2nd Ezra 9:22. Let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
Man, that should hurt your feelings, okay? Let the multitude perish, which is the 2/3 that were born in vain. I mean, damn. In vain means empty. There's no meaning to your life. That's why St. John 12:25 says, he that loveth his life shall lose it, but he that hateth his life shall gain it everlasting. You know what I'm saying? Verbatim. Meaning that if you believe in the Most High, if you believe in God like you swear you do, right? You're supposed to hate your life on earth. Why? Because this place is wicked. It's not in accordance with Yahawashi, and you know it's not really hard. It's not hard to see that at all. You know, and that's what proves all you guys are hypocrites and liars if you believe in the Most High, because the Most High ain't in accord with this world. Ain't nothing spiritual in this world, right? And overall, so a true man is going to hate their life, right? You're going to hate it. So back to wait, you were
it says let the multitude perish then, which was born in vain.
In vain. So that hits that point. So you're born in vain. The only thing you should be doing on this earth is really bring out the word of the Lord, man. Which obviously is only going to be the elect. That's where the Most High set it up. Because this place is finished. All you people on earth were here for judgment, either to die and then rebuild the kingdom of heaven. All right. Mm-hmm.
It says, and let my grape be kept and my plant.
And my grape be kept, and the plant. That's beautiful because that goes back to the laws. That goes back to the gleanings, I think it goes, the term is gleanings, where in our law, and the holy laws of Most High that was given unto the nation of Israel, when you have a farm or how should I say, you cultivated food in your farm, you have plants, and let's say you have tomatoes, grapes, parsley, olives. You're always supposed to leave a little bit. I forgot how much, but a certain part for the poor, you know, for the less fortunate. So I believe it's called the gleanings. I forget the term, but you're supposed to leave a little bit for the less fortunate, you know, so that the ones that are left. The food that's left for the less fortunate is for them, you know, to nurture them, to eat, you know. And the beautiful thing about it is you can use the analogy for the Most High used the analogy for the elect, because the grapes are the elect, you know, right? Which really are the poor of the world too. We're the poor of the world, you know. And those grapes that be left are the men of the Lord.
It says, and let my grape be kept and my plant, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
That's right. And so all the men of the Lord that are out here, starting with the apostles of GMS, really start from Abba Bibbins and on down to Abba Bibbins, High Priest Iquab, King Marshal, Elder Ariah, who's going to come back very soon according to prophecy, and down to the apostles, Apostle Har, Apostle Gabar, Apostle Rakar, Apostle Ramla. You know, the Most High made those men perfect, made the men of the Lord perfect. Anybody bringing out the word of the Lord, the Most High put great labor to make you perfect that way, to make us, and we are of Him. Anybody bringing out the name of the Lord and prophesying is of Yahawashi. That's that grape, you know. That was it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this is kind of lengthy, so I don't know. Well, last one. I don't want to shut down this. I'll just read it all the way down. This is the last scripture. This is Zephaniah chapter 1. I'm just going to read it. Yeah, I'll just go. I'll stop at like 10 or earlier. It says Zephaniah 1 verse 5. It says verse 7. It says, "Hold thy peace at the presence of the Lord power, for the day of the Lord is at hand. For the Lord hath prepared a sacrifice; he hath bid his guest. And it shall come to pass in the day of the Lord's sacrifice that I will punish the princes and the king's children, and all such as are clothed with strange apparel. In the same day also will I punish all those that leap on the threshold, which fill their masters' houses with violence and deceit. And it shall come to pass in that day, said the Lord, that there shall be the noise of a cry from the fish gate, and an howling to the second, and great crashing from the hills." And I'll just stop it there. Basically, you read that rest of the chapter, and it's just going into the destruction of what the Lord's going to bring when He comes back to earth to save the elect. But really, what He's going to do to the so-called white man, to the nations, but really, especially the 2/3 of the nation of Israel. You know, the so-called white man, you Edomites, you're naturally devils. You got what's coming for you is written. Other nations, you're void, you're empty, you're nothing. You know, you're just nothing. But the real judgment too is coming upon the 2/3 of Israel. You know that's where that fire's coming from. The 2/3 to get baptized your wicked asses into correction forever. Baptize you by fire. You know, because like we're going through the fire, we're getting our fire in our life now, but you getting that real fire, right? That nuclear missile fire to correct your ass. And then you got and then you got so like what's my train of thought? And then of course you got Esau. He's gonna get totally judged, man. All right, totally judged. You know, so hey, with that, man, we in that time obviously, and just this wasn't planned. We quickly got together, just do the work, put this word out there. You know, bring out this truth through the Spirit of Yahawashi. We pray you were edified, and hey, I got nothing else to really say. You know, just a death to America, man. And you see the quiet before the storm. A lot of the coronavirus is the real deal, but they're kind of using that as a tool to kind of not really talk about the other news. Things are happening, and it's any moment now the society is going to be flipped upside down. Again, this is the year 2020, year of prophecy, and we only in the second month, man. Mm-hmm. Only in the second month, boy. We got a long year. And remember, I did a show. It was called. I was going into the 6 eclipses. Number 6 represents a man. Represents Esau, the devil. And the next eclipse is, I believe, in June sometime. I forget if it's a solar or lunar, but we might be in a different total country by then, man. But anyway, that's it.
Yeah.
All right. So with that, we'd like to give all praise to Kal Halal, Yahawah, bahasham, Yahawashi, bahasham, Yahawashi. Double honors to the apostles of GMS. Double honors to the Connecticut elders of GMS. And shalawam to the brothers in this country and all over the world who are prophesying in the true name of Yahawashi. Shalom. Oh yeah, and the Common Core brothers. Hey, shalom, Mark.
Shalom.